Hey, good evening, YouTube. It's Josh. We're going to do a little Words and Brew tonight. We're going to continue reading from The Alphabet of Manliness by Maddox. We're skipping ahead a couple letters. We're skipping to F for female wrestling. A couple other chapters. I don't know, just didn't seem like it'd make a good video. Check the book out yourself. It's definitely worth buying. Good read, good toilet book. Before we get into what beer we're drinking, that you should be drinking, got a new hat by Red Hill Tactical. It's a Cryptic Typhon. Always called it Cryptic Typhoon before, but I believe it's called Cryptic Typhon. I think I corrected myself correctly. And yes, we are safe tonight. The Glock 21. Gotta keep that close by. You never know when those bookworms will try to get in. What is the beer? That's a good question. Starting to sweat already on there. Founders All Day IPA. It's a session ale. I've had it before. But we'll be opening it with, of course, my favorite bottle opener right now. Actually, I think I'll say it's my second favorite bottle opener. Maybe one of these times I'll show you my favorite. Let's give you a pour. Ooh, it's pretty. It's golden. Will I get a little overzealous with it? Oh. There you go. Take a look at that. Smells really good. Almost had a catastrophe there. So yeah, the bottle cap, I didn't show that. Here you go, in case you're wondering. Just says Founders on it. The Founders Brewery. What do we got going with it? It's 12 fluid ounces, 355 milliliters. It has 42 IBUs. IBUs is how strong it is with hops. And it's 4.7% alcohol by volume. Let's take a sip before we get right into the video. It smells more like a pineapple-y, citrusy kind of smell. A little bit of a beer smell, not too bad. It's got some really cool carbonation going. See if you can see it here. I don't know if that's showing up on video or not. I can see it with my own eyes. It's not as sweet as the Dirt Wolf. It's got its own sweetness. It's got like a pineapple-y taste to it, a slight citrus kind of thing. And the bitterness is on back of the tongue and the sides of the cheeks all the way in the back here. It's really good. It's an easy drinking beer. Let's just jump right into it. Maybe I'll talk some more about the beer in a little bit. As I said, F is for female wrestling. So just in case you didn't get a good picture there, pretty good illustrations if I say so myself. There's only one thing in the universe hotter than females wrestling, and that's females wrestling in hot oil. Naked. There's something about chicks wrestling that brings people of the world together across ethnic and national boundaries. That is true. Allowing us to put aside our differences and enjoy a spectacle together that touches us all on a profound and largely physiological level. It has a little note here on the bottom. Number 1, wrestling in cold oil would be stupid, and just when you thought I was using superfluous adjectives. So, what sharply distinguishes female wrestling from its male counterpart? That when guys fight, their cocks never flop out. See? Two guys fighting, cock flops out. That just doesn't happen. Maybe in some videos that E-Bomi and Chuck watch. They don't end up naked on the floor, and they don't accidentally make out. As opposed to women who, by necessity, always end up naked and usually make out. If there's a possibility of their breasts flying out, they will fly out. Don't mistake the grunts of combat as the venting of hostility, their moans of longing. The allure of female wrestling comes from the possibility of an erotic event between two or more competitors. Don't discount tag team female wrestling. Occurring during the match, this is known as the lesbian probability. Therein, there exists a function of P, the letter P, defined for an erotic lesbian encounter, E, such that the probability of a given encounter, 1, is less than P to E, but is also less than 0. That is, lesbian probability reflects how likely it is for a particular erotic event to occur. With every matchup comes the possibility of a number of erotic events to occur. Due to the full contact nature of wrestling, it's inevitable for the contenders to have a sexually suggestive encounter. Here's a short list of what to look for and the lesbian probability of each event. So, give you a little eye candy there. E equals tit rub. Like its name suggests, the tit rub is what happens when the wrestlers lock arms while attempting to topple each other. The close proximity of their chests make it likely for the contenders' breasts to rub against each other. The more aggressive the contenders, the sloppier the tit rub becomes. Naturally, larger breasts are more conducive to this event. There are two basic types of tit rubbing to look out for. The tit shimmy. Hold on. We'll drink to the tit shimmy. Founders is good stuff. Tit shimmy. A side-to-side tit rubbing that occurs when one or both wrestlers move their chests horizontally during contact. And the tit swirl, a circular rubbing motion. Tit rubbing is a very common occurrence during female wrestling matches. Let's just say that if you traded chest friction as a commodity, you get invited to the ring opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. P, tit rubs. This is 80%. E, wardrobe malfunctions. This is by far the most boner-inducing event to happen during a match. We've all seen wardrobe mishaps. The wardrobe malfunction takes place during an intense wrestling bout when one of the contenders accidentally rips the bikini strap or pulls the thong string of the other competitor. Not to be outdone, the particularly unclothed contender will feel angry and humiliated, so she will retaliate with an equivalent malfunction. If the initial unclothing was an actual accident, this would infuriate the initiator, causing her to strike back, since she originally unclothed her competitor by mistake, as opposed to her competitor who did it out of malice. Within seconds of the first unveiling, both wrestlers will be completely naked. Any reputable referee will call the match at this point, but in practice, the referee knows better than to get involved, lest his ass get whooped by the crowd. Take a look at that again there. E equals tit punch. E also stands for breast punch and crouch kick. Here's where we're at with that. Right there. So the tit punch, in principle, close-fisted attacks are forbidden because women have glass jaws. That said, referees look the other way when a tit punch occurs due to the likelihood of a grope to follow. A breast grope is a tit punch gone wrong in the rightest way possible, since the likelihood of this outcome is conditionally a simple application of Bayes' theorem will help us relate the probability of these events. When I hear the word sexy, the first thing that comes to mind is a woman getting kicked in the baby maker. Female wrestlers have hymens made of steel, and nothing short of a frank chop to the clams will register on this sexometer. This is one of the more advanced stages of the eroticism in the ring, and unfortunately, it's a relatively rare occurrence. We're moving on now to the future of female wrestling. See the two robots going at it? Although wrestling originated as a way for two men to settle disputes, over the years women have proven themselves worthy of stepping into the ring. Nobody knows for sure what the future holds for female wrestling except for me. As technological progress continues, robots that are also lesbians will replace women. And that's it. I think we'll end it at that note. No more reading from the book tonight. So, hopefully, you had yourself a beer while you listened to a short reading from the Alphabet of Manliness. Perhaps there's some type of wisdom imparted on you. And remember, it's all in fun. None of it is serious. It's all a joke. I mean, Ronda Rousey. Ooh, she doesn't have a glass jaw. But as far as Founder's All-Day IPA, the Session Ale, it's really good. It doesn't have a super clean aftertaste. You're left with a little bit of a, I don't know, what would you call that? A residue type of flavor on your tongue? It's not like a film or anything like that. It's just, have you ever bitten into an orange with the peel? Not quite as strong as that oily burn you get in your mouth, but it's got a little bit of that. It's like a lemon zest type thing or something. Really close to that. Smells good. Tastes great. Burps taste good too. Well, I think that'll just about do it. Cheers. If you guys have any questions, comments, smart remarks, you know what to do. Throw them down below. And honestly, if you like beers, go check out Band E Brews. Or just go search Ebomy, E-B-O-M-E-Y. He's got a lot of great brew reviews. In fact, a lot of the beers that I like, I found because of his channel. Like the Dirt Wolf, excellent beer, found because of his channel. And he's got a bunch on there I've had before. But check them out. Definitely worth it. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.